For those of you that don't know me, my name is Lacey Davis. Many of you probably do know me, but maybe some of you don't. And I wanted to make a video today talking to you about self-esteem and body image. I recently got an email that said something like, hi, it's clear to me that you're really proud of your body and I want what you have. What do you suggest? First of all, that email blew my mind. It has been a very interesting path to the point where I would be perceived as someone who would be proud of their body, someone that would like their body at all, actually. So just seeing that in my inbox felt like success in some way. But there was this tiny part of me that was like, no, me? No, I'm not proud of my body. I felt almost like it was a strange indictment or an accusation. I think we live in this world where we're taught that if you are proud of your body, you're somehow a narcissist or self-absorbed, I think is the correct word. And immediately I felt a little bit guilty or a little bit ashamed that someone might perceive me as being proud of my body. But then I took a minute and I thought about it, and I think actually that general attitude is bullshit. I think it's okay to be proud of your body, just the same as I'm proud of my scholastic accomplishments and my other sorts of work, this blog included. I think it's taken me a long time to come to a place where I feel like I am strong, and I totally am. I can lift heavy stuff. I had an eating disorder for a long time. It didn't kill me. Now I am, for the most part, over it, and I think, I say for the most part because I don't believe that anyone is ever 100% healthy in body, mind, spirit all the time, but the behaviors have stopped, and that's what matters really to me. If I go down a path of a negative thought now and again, that's a bummer, but I think it's normal. So anyways, my point was that, oh yeah, I had to like give myself a little pep talk to feel okay with the idea that people would think I'm proud of my body. But fuck it, you know, I work hard, I'm proud of my body, not even necessarily because of how it looks, but because of what I can do with it. I'm not opposed to how it looks. I just don't think about it very much. And actually that was the first thing I said in my response, is that I became proud of my body by using my body to do cool things. Those things can include hiking or lifting heavy stuff or running or biking or these sort of like exercise related things that imply strength. Those are some things that I have done, but that's not all of it. I have also, you know, my body has gotten me through school. It's gotten me through, you know, some really hard times where mentally I feel like I don't want to move forward. My body's what pushes me to get up and get out of bed, to cook myself some food, to drink my coffee, and go out and do what I need to do, even if I feel depressed or anxious. I can count on my sort of like physical cues to get me up and out of the house, which I'm thankful for, because, you know, mental health is not always the easiest thing. Another thing that I said to this person is that it was really important for me to hang around people that had good relationships with their body and that were well. For a long time, I primarily hung out with people that were recovering from eating disorders as well. And, you know, it's hard to say this because I think that some of those people are wonderful and I'm so glad I know them, but really the thing that got me well was hanging out with other well people. When I had friends that had really functional, positive relationships with their bodies, that it was influential. It rubs off, and that is how I could hold them up as people to look up to. And when I felt down about my own body, I would think about those people and their relationships with their bodies, and I would think about what they would do. For me, my body image issues are almost always cues that something else is going on. And so when I would have a body image issue, I would think of my friends who seem to have less body image issues, and I would think about you know, how they would handle this or what they would say to me. And usually what they would say to me is, what else is going on? Like, I don't buy that your world is crumbling because you feel bad about, you know, whatever, how much you weigh, although I don't weigh myself, or, you know, how your pants are fitting today. So what's really up for you? And keeping those people in my mind, I was able to sort of like do that for myself instead of always needing them to be around, and that was extremely helpful. I really think that influence is important. The people you hang around influence how you are. So hang out with well people. It totally helps. Also, becoming a teacher was extremely important for me and my self-esteem and body positivity. One of the first things I realized when I started teaching my classes was that specifically the teenage girls around me would absorb my attitudes and behaviors around food and body. If you think that teenage girls aren't paying attention, you're wrong. They are paying attention. They notice. They notice what you say. They notice what you do. And whether you want to be or not, if you're an adult, you're probably a role model to someone younger than you. You know, I could never say this in my classes because it would be considered an overshare, but you know, if you're one of my students and you're watching this because you Googled me, then you are learning a secret. My students were the most influential thing in getting me to recover from my eating disorder. Every day when I showed up to class and I talked with teenagers, specifically the teenage girls, I knew that if I could put them in like a box where they never heard or felt or thought anything negative about their bodies, I would do it in a heartbeat, because I wanted them to just pay attention to the shit that really matters. It became extremely clear to me that if I was not treating myself with compassion and kindness, then I couldn't expect those girls to ever be able to do the same thing. So every time I had an urge to engage in a negative thought or negative behavior around my body, I would just think of them. And it's really, really easy when you find someone younger than you that you care about, whether it be, you know, your relatives or some kids that are belong to your friends or your students, it becomes easy to want to be a role model to them because they're watching. I promise you they are. They might act like they're not, but they are. They totally are. Okay, so to recap, I got this email, asked me how I became proud of my body. I convinced myself that pride in one's body is awesome and nothing to feel ashamed of. If you feel differently, it's because someone told you that and they're a liar. The ways in which I became healthy were to exercise in ways that felt awesome and sort of relish in my strength, hang out with positive role models and influences, and find someone younger than me that I care about to realize that they're looking up to me, and to be proud of my body as an influence to them. Okay? So those are some things you could do. There's probably other stuff, but that's just off the top of my head. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see y'all again soon. Bye.